Evening.
Hey, good evening. I can tell you are as excited as I am because we are really early.
Well, I was going to check it out to see, and then I saw, oh, he's already got the game
I
up. So
do.
I'll
I do.
game and I'll see if he's actually, just. I figure you got some prep work you had to do, and when you're ready, you give me a
You
call.
know me so well, sir. And indeed I have. I've got my iPad over here on one side. I've got my note card right here with some notes for things that I want to make sure we cover tonight. But first, can you believe it? We're doing this. This is it. Scenario number 9, baby.
I'm kind of surprised a little bit because I don't know if you remember when we did Stonewall Jackson's Way, we skipped. I think it was a 6 turn scenario because we didn't want to commit to that kind of a project.
That's right. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if we're ready for that.
uh,
In
yeah, but
hindsight, of course, when we compare it to obviously the far end of the spectrum, when you look at like on to Richmond or Atlanta as ours with hundreds of turns, or even
oh
Stonewall in the
yeah,
Valley, but those can also be very quick turns, with lots of downtime and things like that. But comparative even to this, which is 32 turns on paper, that's six. I mean, it's so modest, and
yeah,
we're like, I don't
yeah.
know.
And then we did the 7 days.
That's
So,
right. That's right.
but yeah, I'm excited about this. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to play fairly
I
quickly.
do
Having
too.
looked through the rules,
I
and
do too.
um,
S-
but we'll see.
Well, let's do this all formal like. First of all, welcome to you, Roger. Welcome to anybody watching this, and especially those of you who have been following us thus far and have been asking for this. We are jumping into the advanced campaign for Hood Strikes North. This is a perfect jumping on point. If none of you have seen an advanced campaign or advanced scenario of any kind, this is a perfect one to follow along. I think both Roger and I are going to be doing a lot of things that you only really see in the back of the book in the advanced rules, and that's going to be very educational, I think, for people.
But I'll just say, I've played some advanced games solo, and I've been playing an advanced game with another player here on Vassal, and this rule set looks now not nearly as complex. So I think this is a good starting point for me, and I think a good starting point for people who are new to the system.
Very much so, and that does. You reminded me of the point. If anybody here who is watching this has been watching the Long Roads to Gettysburg homebrew super campaign for the Gettysburg campaign, which kind of melds everything from the end of Chancellorsville all the way through to the end of July 1863. If you're watching that, you're seeing a lot of stuff that mentally you have to unpack with very experienced players. We're going to downshift down to about second gear. So you've seen the basic
Yeah,
scenarios for Hood Strikes North, and much of what Roger and I are going to cover, we have already seen in bits and bobs. So now you're just going to see it all in a larger context, I think, with a lot more fluidity as far as the decisions that we are going to make, both short term and long term. So that is when we talk about advanced campaigns, and this is where the whole great campaign system really shines. Now you have to change your entire mindset to those quick lunges for victory point spots that on the surface are oftentimes in the basic scenarios very arbitrary. There's a discussion of that going on right now online. To how do I get these units to that location, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and be prepared for the coming assault to take that victory point spot, and is it worth it? So many more decisions have to be considered, and that's why I'm excited to kind of experience this with you, Roger, as we go through this one, because it's completely fresh for me too. I have no idea how some of the new fundamentals of this advanced campaign are going to play out. So again, welcome to everybody. We are glad to have you along for the ride. What I'm doing here, I have on my note cards what I'd like to do, what to expect each and every week. First, what we're going to do tonight, I think Roger and I talked about this, is we're going to set things up. We're going to just talk about the campaign as a whole. We'll look at the special rules, and we will probably get to. I mean, the first few turns are probably fairly short, and I think what I've asked Roger is that each week when we do this in serial format, is that we kind of keep it to about 2 hours. And then when I edit it down, you'll see a sort of condensed 1 hour, I think is a very good encapsulation. That'll probably be 2 to 3 turns. So I'm thinking if we average 3 turns a week, we'll be done with this, provided nobody gets an auto victory, Roger, and and takes Nashville
That's the
on
plan.
the first attempt. Because we've seen that some of the turns can potentially end quicker. There are winter turns that we will talk about, and so those 32 turns can go much more rapid than we would expect. But I figure we'll probably be doing this for at least 6 to 8 weeks. Probably pretty safe bet. So tonight we're going to just kind of do a high level overview. I don't want to talk about too many of the special tools in the toolkits from the advanced rules until they come up in context, because I think people will see them better. It's like, oh, well, I want to blow up a bridge. Well, we're not going to talk about it here right now because nobody's near a bridge, but we'll talk about some of those things later, and we're going to go through all of the special modifications and rules and random events. In this, obviously, with the advanced game, random events are the key element. So from turn to turn, as Roger and I go through these, I'm going to highlight those random events. I think what I'll do in post production is I'll keep the random event sort of on screen so people always know what's going on and why we're
Hmm.
moving at -1 or something because the roads are sludgy or something. I don't know. So we'll do that, and I think if we unpack all of that tonight, then we can just start going through. And then I have a formula. I have a step-by-step guide each week. What we're going to do is we'll come in, we'll chit chat, we'll say hello, and then we'll just talk about the previous session for a few minutes. Some surprises on either side, some highs, some lows. Did we accomplish what we were hoping to do? Whatever. And then we'll look at the current state for that session that night, and what do we think, sort of our opening thoughts of, well, what do I need to do tonight? What am I hoping to prevent you from doing? Etc. And then if we have anything that's come up from a random event, I think the last thing we'll do ahead of the next week is we'll roll for the random event on the next turn whenever we leave off. That way we have a few days, we have a week to think about. That's the way we do the long roads. Is, oh, okay, we got rain for this coming turn, so I have a week to think about how I'm going to adjust to that. So, I think that'll work out pretty well. And then of course we'll do the gameplay, and then as we close out the night, we'll just have some final thoughts as we do with the basic scenarios, and then a look ahead to the next week. So, how does that sound with you? Does that sit well?
I think that makes perfect sense. I like it.
Okay. Gosh. So I've run through my note card so I can throw that away. There we go. Like David Letterman, that's the
Already.
sound of broken glass behind me. Well, let's go ahead. I'm going to read the notes here, like I do with the historical information for Hood Strikes North. So, Scenario 9, officially what we're doing tonight. The advanced game scenario covers the entire 1864 Tennessee campaign, starting with Hood's rapid march to Columbia, his move north over the Duck River, and the Union stand at Franklin, and the arrival of Confederates on the outskirts of Nashville. It continues through the ensuing brutal winter weather, the final buildup of Union forces at Nashville, and the decisive Union offensive that shattered Hood's army and forced his retreat off the south map edge, which is the left side, of course, with Union troops in hot pursuit, as Roscoe P. Coltrane used to say. So our game length here, again, 32 turns. It's November 23rd to Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1864. There are 8 special rules, which many of them we've seen in one form or another. So I'm just going to give them a very broad overview, and I'll go through those, and then we'll talk about the victory point. The way that we can accrue those. I'll probably end up putting those each and every week into the YouTube comments section, or the scenario information, so you can just read that for yourself. Suffice to say, what Roger is trying to do is take Hood and get him to Nashville and take one of the Nashville city hexes. If he does that, that's an auto victory. But we will come back to the victory point stuff. So we are starting turn 1 here tonight. I am playing the Union. Roger's playing the Confederates. I don't need an initiative roll on the first turn. I will win it, and then we will determine the initiative as normal. That's one. The second one is, we've seen this in a couple of different ways as far as initiative for Hood Strikes North. The way it's going to start here tonight is tie initiatives will automatically go to the Confederates. However, that can change because there is what's known as one of the random events is the initiative advantage can change, and it can swing from the Confederates having it as they do now to a neutral, so neither side will get it on a tie potentially, to the Union wins the ties. So we're going to see a spectrum there that may change quite a bit through random events. But tonight he will start with it. And number 3 is specifically about the wagons. There's a lot of information there about the wagons. I'm not going to go into it too much right now. We have seen it thus far. The wagons are just trying to get to Nashville before winter sets in. Short of that, I have to protect them like they're gold, Jerry, and they can be removed through a variety of ways, and they're pretty significant points. I can voluntarily destroy them anytime I want the initiative, but if I do, that uses my whole activation, but I'm going to give points to Roger for that. So is it worth doing that? We will see in context. And any and all wagons still on the map at the time when we get to winter weather, which is on our turn indicator here that I'm showing, which is turn 16. If they're not to their safe haven in Nashville at that point, they are removed from the game, and Roger again will get points, victory points for those. So that is the true race part, is to get those damn oxen and mules pulling those wagons from the left side of the map to the right. We have some union restrictions, basically, like we saw in the first 2 scenarios. I can't. He's protected in this black box up here. I cannot go into those hexes for the first turn. So those are off limits to the Union. Croxton, of course, can still be controlled by any Union cavalry division or corps leader as part of an activate leader. So lots of flexibility with Croxton. And then Moore, as we saw in scenarios 1 and 2, Moore is way over in Nashville, but I can rail move him for his first activation and bring him all the way. He can't do that until turn 2, of course, but his first movement can bring him all the way along either to Murfreesboro along that spur of railroad or out to Columbia if he wishes. So he will earn fatigue levels as that is, but he cannot go into a enemy zone of control. So that is another thing that I have to consider, how useful Moore will be for me. And I've got some Union unit restrictions where we see the markers here. I can't move them until turn 2. That means that Roger has some freedom to move Forrest and his cavalry on turn 1. And finally, the last one, number 8, is Buford and Jackson. The units and leaders of those 2 Confederate cavalry divisions may neither activate nor recover on turn 1. So you can see that they've also got a turn 2 marker on them. And that's it. There are some other specific ones under 7 for the Union, but they're mostly covered by markers, either that or they're relegated to Nashville or whatever. Again, we saw all of those pre-programmed in the basic scenarios. Now, what's going to make this considerably different, again, aside from the random events, is the fact that we have units that are going to come on for the Confederates. I've opened up the CSA reinforcements. Our turn track, I'm going to open that first just to kind of show you there's a lot more as far as individual segments that we will regiment, we will literally go through. So we'll do our winter weather phase, but again, that's halfway through the game, so we don't have to worry about that now. We'll do random events starting in turn 3, and then potentially between 3 and turns 3 and 9, I will be able to get some extra manpower. And we'll do reinforcements, and then leader transfers as per usual, and then attachments. That is a skill that Roger and I think will probably be using quite a bit here. One of the things you don't often do in basic scenarios is dropping subunits. Experienced players will break their divisions into smaller pieces and just leave them like little eggs along the road to protect a location. If you do that, you can use the attachment phase to reattach them, along with my capability to merge smaller Union units into larger ones. So I may be doing that a bit. The action cycle, as we know, is normal with the exception of we've added this Confederate arrival part to turn 2. So from that point on, that's when Roger's units will start appearing on the left side of the map, depending on a die roll. Then we do our recovery as normal. And then, and our favorite part, Roger and I, turn 10, we have the Union cavalry phase. The horses get knackered, and we have to figure out if we're walking the horses, and we actually have to see if we can remount the horse. So I think that's kind of clever as far as rules go. And then in this one, at the end of every turn, after all of the recovery, you do a victory point phase, and Roger can incrementally earn points depending on what he has occupied as far as victory point locations like Columbia or Franklin. So he will get those each and every turn, and he is trying to accumulate a certain threshold of points by the end of the game. And then, of course, we'll have the turn indication phase. We'll move on, and some of these turns, based on random events, could potentially get skipped entirely, or they can end rapidly if you have ties, things like that. So I'm not going to go through all the random events. We will address them as they come up, and if they don't, that's okay too. I've blathered on for a few minutes. Roger, take it.
Oh,
What do you think about all
uh,
this?
well, I think from an advanced game, I think this is one of the smaller sets of advanced game rules because we
Yes,
don't have supply
exactly.
and it's not overwhelming. It seems like it might be if you're not familiar with the system. But yeah, there's the winter weather. I believe is new and unique.
It is. Yeah.
This scenario.
It's like
Uh,
rain plus. So
yeah, rain. It's kind of like rain plus. It's not actually in some respect. It's not as bad as rain. In other respects, it's worse, which makes sense. I thought they did a good job with that interpretation. I looked at the rules again. If you haven't watched the basic games and you're not familiar with the map, left is south, right is north. So sometimes you'll hear me get that wrong.
you and me both, brother.
uh, yeah, this is really interesting because this really starts with the beginning. I mean, we're starting from scratch
We
here.
are.
This is the beginning of units coming on the map. I have options as to where I put my units, I believe, beginning. So this is going to be fun. I hope you'll give me hints on things like
Oh,
the substitute units and things of that sort. When's a good time to do
well,
that? When's
I
a bad time to
I
do that?
would if I was at all adept at doing that myself, but
For the Confederate side, as you mentioned, I get points for occupying some of these locations every
right,
day,
right.
and I need to remember to, and I am short on manpower, so I can't just leave a division behind to occupy Columbia for 30 turns or
Exactly,
whatever.
exactly. And yeah, I mean, there's diminishing returns on that. Um, but that is probably a great segue into the victory point schedule. What's nice about this is this advanced game truly is a culmination of every one of the eight basic scenarios that we've gone through. It really was a spotlight on each little segment of this, and I think
Oh yeah, yeah.
it is a play in 8 acts. And what's great about it is the victory point schedule is really cities, and that's about it. And so again, just talking about his automatic victory, if Roger can put a unit, and I'm going all the way to the north side of the map here to the right, if he can put a unit inside either 5706 or 5707, which are the two Nashville city hexes, during the VP
Yeah, at
phase.
the end of the
So you
day.
have to get through the action cycle, I guess is probably the yeah.
Yeah,
So if he can
yeah.
get there and survive any counterattack attempts, which desperation on my part, right? If he can do that and hold it to the end of his turn or the end of the action cycle, then that's an automatic victory. Short of that, then what we have seen, and we've got circles on the map. Thank you, Alberto, for those. We have the victory point locations, which are Columbia primarily, um, and Franklin. Those are worth variable points for every VP phase that he's in Columbia. That is 1 point. So potentially, 30 to 32 points. 2 points for Franklin per turn that he's in it. And then the big one is Murfreesboro. If he can take Murfreesboro down here, if he can occupy it, then he gets 12 victory points for the first turn that he qualifies for it, and then 2 VP for any additional ones after that. But the exception is he doesn't get it if he does not destroy the Fortress Rosecrans here at 5231. So there is a cost associated with that. You've got to overwhelmingly destroy the fort and occupy Murfreesboro. Also, if he does that on turn 32, and then there's another little specific part related to Murfreesboro that we'll talk about more as we get closer to it. And then the last few ones are specific to how close Roger's going to get to Nashville. And it's, if he can get adjacent to Nashville, those are worth some points. And then if he's within a range of, as soon as he gets 3 or more Confederate infantry divisions within 3 hexes of Nashville, so he's got to get 3 within 3, then that's worth 30 victory points at the end of that phase. And then again, at the end of turn 32, for each infantry division that gets back south of the Duck River at turn 32, then that's worth 4 victory points per division. So this really does seem like a hit and fade. If you can't get all the way into Nashville, then you need to figure out a point to cut your losses, just like Hood did, and get out of there. And then finally, each infantry division on the turn 32 victory phase, occupying a hex north of Duck River that has a valid line of communication back down there, then that's also worth 4 victory points. So those are very wordy, and we will kind of, again, as we get closer to time, we will explore those more in depth. And then you of course get points for destroying railroad stations. Remembering, of course, that to destroy a railroad station, you have to use an infantry unit of at least 5 manpower. That's how they tear up that station and burn it to the ground. And then, of course, we get the -3 +2, which we've seen. -3 Confederate manpower loss, +2 for Union manpower losses. And then you get bonus points for each wagon train from the Union that does not enter either Nashville before the start of winter. That is 6 victory points. So that's why there's a race element. And then if I can get a wagon into Murfreesboro or the Fortress Rosecrans hex, then that's -2 victory points from Roger. That's how I can take those points away. And for each Union wagon train voluntarily destroyed by the Union, you do get a pittance. So it's +2 if I voluntarily destroy it. So the big threshold that Roger wants to attain for a Confederate marginal victory is 175 points. So he needs to do that in 32 turns in whatever manner strikes your fancy. Or you could just go for the auto victory, which that's always on the table. So what are your opening thoughts on all of this? How do you unpack all of these victory point objectives? What do you do?
Well, I guess I've looked at this and I see this in 3 blocks of points. The first block is your wagon trains, and which is sort of historically what the target was. And then the second block of points is the Nashville points. Disregarding for a moment the automatic victory, is getting close to Nashville, hanging out there as long as I can, and then like Sir Robin running away to get the third big block of points, which is the line of communication points.
Brave Sir Roger, as it were.
Murfreesboro to me right now is a puzzle. I'm not sure if that's it was certainly in the historically was sort of a diversion that hurt Confederates, but so I don't know if I'm going to take advantage of those points or not. That's how I kind of see it. I mean, obviously, I need to keep in my mind the chance if you leave an opening to get to Nashville, then I make a run for it. But I have to fight my way through those forts, which is something I've been reading about. And in fact, there's no troops there. I still have to attack them and destroy them. Do that. So it's that could be a tall order to get to Nashville. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody say they did that yet.
I've seen some stuff online where like Tebow and will
Oh, did they? Okay.
they go right for it. And then just seeing forest next to 3 burning forts. I was like, that's pretty impressive. So I don't know if that's something that strikes your fancy, but maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think you'll give me that opening myself. But there's so many things here to consider. It's like I don't know if I want bad weather or not at this point. Maybe at the beginning I do. In the middle I don't. But that's when the winter is going to hit. So that's sort of my thoughts. I don't know if you've looked at the victory points and you have similar or different ideas of of how to do
Well,
this?
I mean, we always come back to the fact that I love playing defense for the most part because my job is just to make sure that, you know, I don't have to win. I just have to make sure you don't win, right?
Right.
So, short of the negatives that we see on there, which is, oh wow, I could put some wagons in Murfreesboro and chip away at yours, or I can prevent you from point harvesting, which is make you earning all the victory point locations. That's one thing, and also just not giving up points by making sure that I maintain a stout defense when I'm moving these forces. Don't leave anybody out there in flankable positions where you can easily get a couple of points here and there. But the dice gods are fickle, so as we have seen
Yeah.
along this whole journey of ours, that you can set up the perfect attack and still get the 1/6 split against you,
Yeah.
and now you're 2 DR in the hole or something. So there's that, but I think a significant part of this, and this is why I love advanced games, is rolling with the punches. You don't know what's going to come up in the random event, and you just have to make the best of
Yeah.
what you can do with it. And rain is an easy one. It was like, oh, okay, well, you can kind of stick to the pikes, and you can reinforce fords and things like that to prevent any kind of bridge crossings when there's rain. But beyond that, we know, according to House Stark, that winter is coming, and it's just a matter of, can I get the wagons as far as I need to? If I roll sixes, fantastic, But I'm not going to roll sixes. I'm going to roll a two or a three. That's just the law of averages. Mr. Positivity when it comes to moving those damn wagons. So,
Well, that's one of the things you talked about playing the scenarios. I was always like so impressed by the Union had that nice, as we marched across each scenario and those wagons marched across this nice, neat
oh
formation,
sure, yeah,
and we always ended each scenario.
yeah, scattered to the winds.
Yes, I think you mentioned that, so I imagine that's kind of what's going to happen to us. But you mentioned rain. That's the one thing. It's like okay, it's not raining today, so do I push them hard because it might rain
That's
tomorrow?
right.
But if I push them hard and it doesn't rain tomorrow, that's where I'm probably going to be playing with the mind game I'll play in my own head is how hard do I push them on non-rain days, assuming that I'm going to get rain
Right. The
tomorrow.
two axioms will always be, I'm not going to get the next initiative, which we know is always true, and it is going to rain tomorrow, and if I'm on this side of the river, I need to make sure that I'm on the other side of the river before it rains
Yes,
tomorrow. So,
because we don't have any major rivers, but we do have
right.
the Duck River and then the Harpeth.
Well, I have managed to blather on for a half an hour here, so let's get this going.
Okay.
Why don't we? I think what I'm going to do, just to keep me regimented, I'm going to open this here, and I'm literally going to go through all the sequence of play. So we
Uh,
don't
Good idea.
we don't have anything with number one, no winter weather, no random events yet, no Union manpower, and no reinforcements. So leader transfers. I don't think you're gonna. I'm certainly not moving any of mine, and I don't think you're gonna move any of yours because you can only activate one stack today. So there's no attachment. So we can go right into the action cycle. And first of all, good luck to you, sir.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. And I will get my first free initiative as per the scenario rules here. Let's go ahead and activate Cox, fatigue level 1. And here is his movement, +1. And we are off to the races.
What a start.
What a fantastic start. That's okay. We didn't want to move anyway. 1, 2. All right.
Well, you don't want to get too far
That's
away
right.
from command there.
Initiative. It is now yours by tie.
Got it. Okay. Well, yeah, I've got Forest, Activate, Rucker, and Biffle. T 2. They are exhausted, so they will both need a extend march roll. So 2 dice plus 3
Oh, look at
is
that.
an 11, which changes what I was going to do. We'll start with Biffle. Here's his extend march roll. He's okay. He can go 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 10. Oh, he needs to extend march. He's okay. He has 4 remaining. Yeah, we're going to try a normal attack here. Start off tonight with some combat.
Sure.
So what I see is a ratio of +1, tactical of +2. There's no terrain. There's no artillery. I have all 6 hexes covered, but it's all cav, so it's going to be a +2 final
That's
flank.
right.
For a final of
That
+5,
is what I see.
+5 attack, +4 result.
Okay. So not enough for manpower
Not
loss.
nothing.
That's okay.
Nope.
But he's going to go to 4 and get demoralized. Oops. And he will flip. Oh, he did flip. Okay. Um, and he has to go 1 to there. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
And just for people who are wondering, you don't use a man. Oh, that was a road, so you don't use a man
That's
park.
right, yeah.
So that was my initiative. I could take the hex initiative to mine. And you know what? I believe I am going to pass.
Okay. I believe I am going to pass as well. So we are going to end the very exciting turn 1 with my massive marching skills and your first attack, doing what Forrest does best. So we are going to hit recover. Well, let me pull up this thing. So right, recovery
Yep,
phase.
recover.
All right, recover sunshine. Good. And now we can skip Union cavalry. Victory point phase. No change to that.
None.
And then the turn
Turn
indication
indication.
phase, which I think. Okay. All right, and by doing that, I unlocked everything, so all of the turn 2 markers have come off, which is great. And opening up our sequence of play, still no winter weather, still no random events, nothing for Union manpower. Reinforcements! Hey, I might get Union reinforcements. So I am going to open up my reinforcement here, and let me look at my Union reinforcements here. Okay. Start very Union Force Rails will die. Okay. That roll may be modified. So it's -4 because we're on turn 2. So here is my roll to see if I get any reinforcements. I get nothing. No reinforcements for me, sadly. Okay. Alright. And moving on. No Confederate reinforcements yet. Leader transfer phase. Okay. So I'm going to move Stanley down to Wood and Schofield down to Wagner. Okay. Would you like to move any?
I believe Forrest is out of range.
Yes, I believe he's more than 10.
Yep, he's more than 10. So I'll move Chalmers to Rucker. Be it for me.
All right, and we have no attachments, and so we go to the action cycle. But first, we have to check your Confederate arrivals.
Right, section 13. I roll a die. Turn 2 is a -7 on this die roll. Unlikely, but we'll see what we do.
Okay, so that's a
So it's
yes. No, nothing.
3 or
They're
less.
still they're
Okay.
still struggling with the Tennessee River, apparently.
Nope.
Okay. Well, then we move on to the normal action cycle. So if you'd like to do the first initiative roll,
Sure.
okay, it is yours.
And it's Confederate, yeah. Forrest will activate Rucker and Biffle to fatigue 1. So no extend march needed. 2 die +3. 11. 2. 8. 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 11. So they have 6 left. They can do a normal attack. 2 remaining on Capron. It's basically the same thing, but the ratio is now
It's 4 to 1.
+3.
Yeah.
+3, +2 for flank, +2 for tactical, so that's going to be a +7.
Okay.
+7.
I believe that is wipeout.
That's good.
So I don't have to worry about Capron anymore.
He's taken out of the
So
equation.
I will move that to 1 victory or manpower loss for me. So
Let's see. And I get an advance, and I had 2 remaining after that. So I'm just going to pike to there. Yeah. Initiative. Ties are mine. I'm going to pass, I believe, at this point. I want to see how you do for me.
okay. I think I'm going to activate Croxton and Coon with Hatch. Take them to fatigue 2. And here is their movement of +1. 7. Croxton's extended march first. He's okay. So 1, 2. And then Coon's extended march. He does not suffer from, because he's late war cavalry, so we're good on that.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's see. Initiative. It's yours.
Jackson will activate Armstrong and Ross. Take them 15-2. Their movement, 2 die +2. 9 movements. And to go into the woods is 8, I believe.
Is 6,
6.
plus you're leaving my Zoc.
7. So they're going to go. Ross will go 7, 8, 9. Extended march for him. He's okay. Armstrong, extended march. He's okay. Jackson will go with him. So it's 7, 9. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. I will have Schofield activate everybody in range. Actually, no. No, we're not going to fall into that trap. So I'm going to have him activate Cox and Wagner only. And here is their movement of +1. There we go. 6. I think he's going to transfer to Cox. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Initiative? Yours?
We'll take Bell. We'll take Bell and Crossland 52. Or Buford will take Bell and Crossland 52. Dice +2. 5. They're just going to do a min move of 1 to get to the woods hex there. So here's Bell's extend march. He's okay. Here's Crossland's extend march. He flips. Goes to disorganization. Knit. It's mine again. Okay.
By the way, what are we drinking tonight?
I am drinking a Bogle Red Zinfandel tonight.
Very nice. I'm having my usual Irish whiskey.
Ah. Yeah, I'll probably switch to the old smoky whiskey here. At a break.
I think you need a Tennessee bourbon.
Let's see. This is a 32 turn scenario, and I've just got Cav on the map, so I'm going to pass for the moment.
Okay. I will activate. I will have Schofield activate Wagner. Here is his movement +1. It's 3. I think we'll go 1, 2, 3 to there. Initiative. Yours?
I'm going to continue to pass for now.
Okay. I will have Stanley activate Whitaker and Wood. Excuse me, Whitaker and Wagon A. Here is their movement. +1. Well, as we've proven time again, I can roll ones all day. So, so because of the wagon restrictions and everything, basically, even having two movement points only really guarantees that I can move them one hex. So I'm going to move them one hex to there. And hooray! Initiative. It's mine. Okay. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. Let's do. This is the trap that I fall into. It's like I'm rolling poorly with one. Surely, if I roll everybody, I'm going to get a good number. But
Oh,
we know that's not going to happen. All right, let's do. I'll do Whitaker and Wagon A again, along with Waters and Wagon C. Let's see if we can get something going here. So here's their movement plus one. It's five. Okay.
better.
All right, so we'll go. We'll do Whitaker 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Wagon A goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to join them. And then
A
water.
reminder: the wagons is a +2. Is that right?
It's the
Going to
whatever
this.
the worst possibility is to go to join a friendly unit. So if it's
Okay.
in woods, it's like 6,000. so
Okay.
so avoid the woods with wagons. So Waters is not a big deal because he's a 2, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the wagon can just join him without any problem. So that's fine. Okay, initiative. It's yours.
Yeah. Take. We'll activate Shax. We'll activate Armstrong and Ross. Take the. Here's their move. 2 die +2. Go 9 points. Armstrong first. Here's his extend march roll. It's okay. 1. Jack, let's go with him. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. I'm close to forest. Here's Ross's extend march. He's okay. He'll just move up next to him.
Safety in numbers.
Yep, for right now. Keep him behind that little Bigby Creek. For now. Knit. It's yours.
All right. Let us then move Wood and Wagon B. Here is their movement plus one, 6. This is dangerous. I think we'll have the wagon go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And Stanley go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. Okay, initiative. It's mine again. Alright, Schofield will activate Cox. Take him to fatigue 2. Here's his movement. 6. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. Initiative. Again, mine. Right. Stanley will activate everybody in range. We got to make some miles here. Everyone gets activated. Whitaker and the wagon A will need an extend. All right, here's their movement. Plus one.
Ouch.
Yeah. All right. Whitaker's extend. Plus one. He's okay. 1, 2, 3. Wagon A's extend. This is plus 2, I believe.
Think if you're south of the duck, I was just looking at that, that +1 extra does not apply.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. So it's just plus 1 for being Union then.
Yep, +1 for being Union.
Okay. So here's that. He just makes it.
Yep.
So he'll go 1, 2, and 3. Um, Wagon B does not need it, so they'll go 1, 2. Waters will go 1, 2, 3. Wagon C 1, 2. And then these guys will go 1, 2 to there. Alright, initiative. It's yours. I hear the sound of temptation.
Well, it's not temptation. I'm just thinking you've got, looking back, you have O'More who can do his rail transport. I'd like to block that if I can. Stop him. So yeah, Forrest is gonna take Biffle to fatigue 2. Just Biffle. This is gonna be 2 die plus 3. The movement he gets 9. It's gonna be 12. This is extend march. He's okay. Yeah, that's not doing me any good. There's no. Didn't look at the map very well, did I? We're on 1, 2. 12 to there. Initiative. It's yours.
Okay. Ruger hears of Biffle's great flank march and sends a telegram to Nashville saying, send reinforcements. So we will activate O'More. He's going to get 2 fatigues, and he's going to go, as we've seen historically, he could get all the way at least to the Toll House, but I'm just going to move him to, the Elmwood Academy. I think that'll work. Okay. Uh, Initiative. It's mine again. I think Schofield will activate Cox. Take him to 3. Here's his movement, +1. It's a 6. Here's his extended march of +1, I believe, because he's still fresh, so just +1. He's okay. And he will come to the grist mill. What would Forrest like to do?
You have
I have
6 movement points.
I
So
had
you have
6.
5 left.
Yes.
Yeah, no reason to stand there. So yeah, we'll do a cav retreat. Picks up a fatigue. Goes to disorg. Here's his roll. 4,
Okay. So
2.
yes, you had you're at 2, so it was just a straight roll. So it's 2 plus you had the creek, so it'd be 2.5. So yeah, still 2.
Yeah, I got to treat 4 6 hexes. So I can 1, 2, 3, 4.
So I had 5. I lost 2, so I got 3 left. I'm gonna go back to there. Initiative. It's yours.
Well, I'm gonna pass.
Let's get Stuart moving. So Stuart will activate. Here's his movement, straight up to 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, initiative. Mine again. Wilson will activate Lowe and Stewart. Here's their movement. Now +2. Ugh, come on. Come on. Alright. So Wilson will transfer to Stewart. Johnson will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, initiative. It's mine again. I think I'm good. I'm going to pass.
Yeah, I made an error there, so I'm gonna pass as well.
Okay.
Guys healed up a little bit.
So, since we're talking it out, what do you think your error was for the benefit of of new players out there. What do you think?
I should have moved if I was going to do the move I was going to do. I should have did it before Schofield moved up there, and then I shouldn't have done it at all. I didn't look at the. I didn't recognize that Williams Fish Point. That's a minor river there. I can't jump to 1713 from Williams Fish Point.
Right.
That was my idea. Was I just well, and then I start. What do I? At that point, I already rolled the die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not looking at the map carefully enough.
I was really hesitant to move Schofield and Cox, but I figured Forrest is at 1 and he's already exhausted. If I could get you, if I got a good roll, which I did, and I could get you to do a cav retreat, which you did, then I prevent you from uh, reorganizing because you'll be at
Yep.
fatigue too. So take if it's like taking Forrest out of the game just for a little bit, and he's away from Jackson. So so that paid some dividends for me. But let's recover turn 2. We are recovered. Everybody is mostly fresh. And let's go through our. Let's see. We've done the action cycle, recovery. Don't have to worry about cavalry. Still no victory points.
Correct.
And turn indication phase. All right. So we move on to turn 3. And we are going to start our random events now and our
Oh, cool.
manpower advance enhancements. So that is good. All right. So skipping on to our first random event, Roger. This is great. Okay, so I've got the HSN events here on my second tab, and would you like to do the honors?
Sure. Here we go.
Okay, it's a 4.
4.
It's raining.
Rain star. What does rain star
Convert
mean?
to no effect of winter weather, and we're not in winter weather, so
All
we
right.
have our first rain. Now, to your point, is this good for me? I don't know. I don't think so. I got wagons on muddy roads. That's terrible.
Yeah, you're off the pike,
I am
right?
off the pike, so it's going to be a bit of a slog. Okay, so moving on then. So sequence, we did our random events. So we have rain, and I will put a little. You'll see a magic rain marker appearing here on the board somewhere, and that will stay throughout this turn, just to so you guys are aware of it when you're watching this after the fact. Now I get my first chance for some Union manpower enhancement. Ooh,
I'm gonna drop the rain onto the turn tracks.
perfect.
Have a,
Yes,
have a record of it.
that's right. I will roll a die. On a roll of 1, no effect. Oh, great. On a 2 or 4, I can choose. Oh, we've done this before. 2 or 4, I
Yeah.
can choose a single cav unit. On 3 or 5, I can choose infantry. On a 6, I get to do both. So, all right. So here is my roll for enhancement, and it's a 3. So that is an infantry unit. And I can't take them any higher than 11 in this game. 11 is the largest size a division can be. I think it's going to probably have to go to Ruger since he is Fortress Columbia at the moment. So we will add 1 to his. He becomes a triple 3. That seems to give me the most bang for my buck. Okay, reinforcements. So now I will check my reinforcements again. And what did I need to get for that? I don't remember.
-4 turn here.
No, that's right. So I need to roll a 6, right? Okay. So, yay. Come on, big 6, big 6. Give me a 6. And no. No reinforcements yet. All right. And moving on. Confederate reinforcements, not yet. Leader transfers. Okay. I think I'm going to move Stanley to Whitaker so that he's in range of everybody. And Schofield will stay with Cox. Those are mine.
I'm gonna move Force down to Buford. Oh, wait, he's not within range of Buford.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just one shy.
Yep, so he will move to Jackson instead.
Okay.
That's it. It's the only guy I can move, really. Okay, that's it for me.
All right. We don't have any attachments. So our action cycle, I think you rolled first initiative last. Oh, your Confederate arrivals.
I get a rival.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not forgetting that.
No, that is important. So
So now we're on turn
3, so it's a minus
three. It's a
4.
-4. It's a -1, which is
2 star.
2-star.
So
Place fatigue level, Confederate infantry arriving on the map.
okay.
So I can put 2.
Yeah, you get Lee, Johnson, and Stevenson. We begin the action cycle. So go ahead and roll the first real initiative.
Okay.
Okay, it's yours.
Mine. The rain turn. What do I want to do in rain turn?
Nappy time. Lots of.
Yeah, pretty much. Buford will take Crossland and Bell to fatigue 1. 2 dice plus 2. 11 MPs, but it's a rain turn, so it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 to Southport. Initiative. It's yours.
All right. Our scouts have indicated that Buford has left. So Hatch is going to activate Croxton and Coon. Let's see if we can shadow them a little bit. So here's their movement, +1. It's an 8. So we'll go 2, 4, 6, 8. Initiative. Yours.
Chalmers will activate Rucker. Fatigue 1. 2 dice plus 2. Go 7. 1.5. 3. 4.5. 6. Initiative. It's mine. We'll take Biffle to fatigue 1. 2 die. And go 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Initiative. It's yours.
It almost seems like Biffle aims to misbehave. All right. Let's have Stanley activate Wagner and Whitaker and the temptation is strong.
Big die roll. Hope for the best, you mean?
Yeah, but it just ends in it always ends in tears. Biffle's sneaking around over there. All right, let's have Stanley activate Wagner first. Let's see if we can draw this out a little bit. So here's movement +1. It's 4. So 2, 4. Initiative. Yours.
I'm going to pass.
Stanley's going to activate Whitaker and the 2 wagons. I hate logistics. All right. Yeah, we'll just do those 3 for now. Here's their movement +1. It's 5. 2. Go 2, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. And that is all. Initiative. Yours.
Going to pass, but I'm going to ask a question. With rain in this turn, the river is unfordable, but it will be fordable the next turn, or is it unfordable?
It is so for this whole module, it's day 0. So the minor river is
Okay.
only unfordable today, and it'll be just fine tomorrow. Apparently, Tennessee rivers just drain off real fast.
Okay.
So
So if we don't get, assuming we don't get rain tomorrow.
right, yeah, you should be good.
Okay. I'll pass then. For
Okay,
now. Just let everybody rest and
sure.
recover in this torrential downpour.
This morass. All right, we'll have Waters march then. There's his movement, and he can go 1 hex. Initiative, presuming pass.
Pass. Yeah, I'll pass unless you get
Yeah,
unless you get frisky with Cox
sure.
or Ruger or something.
We'll do Waters again. Here's his movement. It's 4, so he can go 2. Eesh. or 5 to get into there. Let's see. Entering occupied. With a wagon train, it's +2. So, yeah, it'd be 2, 3, 4. Bah. Okay. Not going to happen. So, initiative, presuming pass.
Yeah.
Wood will activate. Here's his movement. There we go. So, 2, 4. And then initiative. Mine again. Wagon C will march. And movement. 5. So 2, 4. And initiative. That's mine. Let's have Wilson activate the cavalry up here. Here's their movement. +2. It's 11. 2, 4, 7, 10. And 3, 5, 7, 10. Okay, initiative. Mine again. We'll take them again. Here's their movement. +2. Ah! Gosh. 5. So, 3, 4.5. 3, 4.5. Initiative. It is yours.
I'll pass. I don't think you could roll to get there.
Wow. You know me so well. Nice.
We'll see. We'll see if that works.
Uh,
Might cost me 3 points. We'll see.
I believe I'm going to have Stanley activate Wagner.
The wagons.
So here's just Wagner. So here's his movement. It's 4, so 2 and 3.5. Okay, initiative. It's mine. Looking things over. There's nobody there. Those guys are not active yet. I think I'm going to pass.
I will pass as well.
Okay, so we're going to do a rain recover, but let's see if there's, yeah. So we'll do a rain recover now, so nobody should entrench. There we go. That's good. And we will move on to skip Union Cavalry, still no victory points. Turn indication. Okay, so we're moving the turn marker to turn 4. Oh, you know what? It's doing that. It does. I see the big red square. It seems to be doing that every time I hit a recover. It's moving it forward. So
I wondered what that red square was
yeah,
for. I didn't.
but
I
that's
wasn't
good.
making the connection.
I think having the Army Initiative follow it is probably a good idea too. So
Yeah.
no winter weather. Random events this time. I will do the random event, and we'll see what we get here. It's 3. So
That sounds
accelerated
exciting.
Union reinforcements or Grant relieves Thomas. Now that can't happen until yeah,
Yeah.
it can't happen until turn 16.
16.
So my accelerated Union
Ah,
reinforcements.
you
Hooray!
get you get the next scheduled reinforcement set and may place it on the map. You
Nice.
still roll for reinforcements normally.
Right.
Ouch.
Okay.
Ouch. That's a killer. Well, that's not a killer.
Let's see what they are. It could be something quite humble. Uh, it's just, yes, it's Hammond in Nashville. Eh.
Uh,
Okay. So we will put Hammond in one of the Nashville hexes. And they have arrived. Okay. And then we move on to the Union Manpower Enhancement. So here's the roll for that. It's a 2, so I can add to a cavalry unit. And I'm going to add this one to Johnson and whoever's with Johnson there. Low. So we're going to make Low a 2 now. All right. And next segment is reinforcements. So I will attempt my reinforcement here. Now, what is my... It's
4, still a -4 on the roll.
-4. Come on. Oh, well, I did get a free one, so I can't balk too much. So here's my roll. and it's still a -1. So nothing for me. Okay.
Okay.
And Confederate reinforcements, not yet. Leader transfers. Let's see. Do I want to move anybody? I think I'm good where I am. Schofield's going to stay where he is. Yeah, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'm going to leave everybody where they are as well.
Okay. And then it is time for attachments. I don't think I have any attachments yet. Nope. And my 2 units up there, the 91st Indiana and the 123 Indiana, are now active. So that's good. Uh, so the action cycle, let's start your Confederate
Reinforcements and
reinforcements.
arrivals. So we're
So
on turn 4. No
no modifier.
modifier on this run. One die. So 4,
Get
which is a
6 of them. Wow.
6 of them. How many does that mean?
That's everything, but basically everything between 3 and 9. That's Clayton on down through. It's all of Stewart, all of Cheatham, the rest of. Wow.
Oh, so everybody
Just
looks
about,
like.
yeah. You get allotment of 6 this turn. So everything from variable 3 to variable 9. So you're going to get everything. You're going to get
Yeah.
all of Cheatham and all of Stewart and the rest of Lee's corps. So well done.
So so when I win an initiative, I put them on, and it'll be variable. So I don't get everybody. I win initiative. Let's say I win next year. I put Clayton on. I can put him on, or I can move anybody I want on the map.
Right, the lowest one that has not been put on the map. Yeah, so this is definitely going to be an interesting turn now that you've got.
Yeah.
They're all coming right for us.
Yeah, this will be okay. Now I've got to think a little more clearly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let us then move on to the action cycle proper. I will give us the first initiative roll, and it is mine. Okay. Well, knowing that these forces are a common, that does change things a tad. So what do I need to accomplish here aside from rocket power? Okay. First thing we're going to do is activate Hatch. Is going to activate Croxon and Coon. And they're going to get a movement of +1. Whew! Look at that. It really is astounding when you get such a great roll that changes your entire mindset.
Yeah.
Because I was
It's
not
like now what do you
expecting
do?
the embarrassment of riches. Okay,
And you don't want to just do a free. I really only wanted to move 4 X's.
exactly. But now I feel like people are going to be commenting, going, "You fool! Why didn't you know?"
Or you're planning on going. So.
Okay, let's do this then. You're sitting there with a 3. Okay, so Hatch. All right, so we're gonna send Crocs and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there, and he's gonna put up a flanks refused, and then Hatch is gonna go 1, 2, 3 to there. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Initiative, it's yours.
Well, Lee is going to activate Johnson, Stevenson. Here's their movement. 1 die +2. You can go 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. 6. Unit. Mine again. Lee's going to activate Johnson, Stevenson again. Here's their movement. 1, 2, 3 to there. Stevenson's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Net. Mine again. Lee's going to activate Stevenson, take him to T3. I need an extended march. Here's his movement. 3. Here's his extended march roll. 1, 2, and 3. Initiative. It's yours.
We'll activate Wagner to 1. Here's his movement. 2. 1, 2. Initiative. Mine again. I'll have Whitaker activate everybody in sight. And here's their movement plus 1. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wagon B is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wagon A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wagon C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And wooden waters will go first, but they'll move together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. Okay, initiative. It's mine again. Wilson will activate Stewart and Lowe. Here's their movement plus 2. It's 10. Johnson will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wilson will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. Initiative. It's mine again. Johnson activates Low. Here's their movement. Yeah, just barely. I'll just go right there. Initiative. Alright, we're going to have Stanley activate everybody in range again. Fatigue level 2. Here's their movement plus 1. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Waters will go 3, 4, 5. And would go 1, 2, 3, 4. Initiative. It's mine again. Let's have Wilson attempt an assault on Biffle. So they'll go to fatigue level 2. Here is his attempt, and it comes off. So we're looking at... Actually, I have to get my pencil out, my piece of paper here. 1 for the assault, 1 for tactical, 1 for ratio, and plus 2 for final flank. Is that what you see?
The final plus 5?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So Union left, Confederate right. And it's plus 4. Not enough to get them.
For me.
Not enough for the manpower loss, but it's enough to get him shut down for a little bit. 4 and FA for me.
It's a big R, so it's a demoralization. You can treat 4 to 6 hexes. Gotta go 1 hex away. 1 to there, 2 to there, 3 to there, 4 to there, 5 to there, 6 to the walls. Well done.
All right, and he will not take that hex. We'll just stay there. So initiative, it's mine again.
Wow.
Yeah. let's have Cox. He'll dig in. He'll build an abatis for there. So there you go. Give Lee something to think about. So initiative, it's yours.
Okay. Dandy.
I know, right?
So I will bring on Clayton into 0111 there on the pike, Waynesboro pike. So he picks up a fatigue. Okay, so he gets fatigue, he gets extra +1, so it's going to be a +2 to this die roll. He can go 7. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Init. It's yours again.
Okay. I'm gonna pass.
We'll take Clayton to fatigue 2. This die roll. Die +1. Go 4. He's going to go 1, 2. Ashwood Hall 4. Init. It's yours again.
I'll activate Wagner to 2. Here's his movement. Schofield will activate him, so get a +1. It's 6. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. Initiative, it's yours.
We'll bring on another set of reinforcements here, which is Claiborne. It's going to be Claiborne, Cheatham, and Hood. They're also going to go into 011. Here's their movement 1 die +3 for him.
Right.
He can go 8. 2, 6, 7, 8. Him. Initiative. Mine with the tie. So we'll bring on Brown. Go 1 die +2. You can go 3. 1, 2, 3 to Sandy Hook. Initiative. Mine again. Take Brown to fatigue 2. Die +1. Now go 5. Initiative. Mine. Might as well bring in bait. Same spot. Die +2. 6. 2. 6 to Mount Pleasant. Initiative. It's mine again. Now I get a string initiative. We'll take Clayton to fatigue 3. Here's his movement. 1 die +1. He can go 3, extend march. He's okay. Gonna go 1, 2, 3 to there. Initiative. Mine again. Interesting.
Yes, use them all up. Yes.
Said, gotta be flexible. Okay, I'll bring on the next variant. That's Stewart and Loring. This is not what I was gonna do. We are gonna put them in 0. We're at the very top left corner of the map here. Pick up a fatigue.
So that one's gonna give them 2 fatigues.
Yep. Pick up fatigue for going there, then another fatigue for movement activation. They're going to get 1 die +3. They can go 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Initiative. This is just amazing.
Have we lost? I've lost count. It's 6, 7, 8, something like that.
Well, you ran in a bunch in a row. Now I'm running a bunch in a row. It's just okay. We'll bring it because I ran them all. So Waffle will go into the same hex 10001 there. So he picks up fatigue for that. He picks up another fatigue because he gets an activation. Here's his movement. 1 die now +2. He can go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the Natchez Trace. which is the longest national park in our system. It's also the narrowest. Initiative. Mine again. Yeah, I'll bring French on, same spot.
Thankfully, the
Core,
last of your reinforcements for now.
increase fatigue. He gets another fatigue for his activation. So here we go. 1 die plus 2. He can go 7, which in his case means he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Since that's a Woods Hex, he can't go
Right,
any
it's an extra
further,
4 in there. Yeah.
which is unfortunate because he's outside of range of Stuart, because Stuart ran off. Knit. Mine again. I got everybody on the map at least. Okay. Straight shot down Franklin Pike. It's a nice job there. That's like job 1. Stop the wagons. I gotta hope for rain, rain, rain.
We'll take the. If we get rain, we'll just take the Murfreesboro exit.
Okay, Forrest will activate. He's got 3 brigades there, so he's gonna activate all 3. Ross, Armstrong, and Rucker under Chalmers. It's gonna be 1 dice plus 3. They can go 9 hexes. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Who's getting frisky now?
They'll follow up. Those go right on top of them. Rutgers can go. Rutgers can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. Initiative. Mine again. I'm trying to decide whether I should move Rucker and gamble and getting the next initiative. Are we getting a string of initiatives?
But
Give me
is
another
it about to
plus.
run?
Yeah, I gotta believe it's gonna about to run. So Forrest is gonna attempt an assault on Hatch and Coon with. You do have an artillery in there.
I do have an artillery in there, so we'll see if that works for me.
And this is on rough
Rough.
terrain,
Yeah.
so that's gonna be a die roll. So yeah, so it doesn't matter whether I have an artillery or not. So we'll go in with Armstrong. Here's the attempt. It comes off. So what I see is type +1, tactical of +1, forest of +1, a flank. I have all 6 hexes covered, but 0617 is going to come off, and it's cab, so it's going to be a final flank of a +1.
Right.
And then you have an artillery roll.
Yeah.
The artillery comes
So
in.
on even, I will use artillery, and I will not use artillery.
So this is going to be final of a +4 attack.
Okay. Come on, Hatch. There we
And
go.
it's +3.
Well, you're still going to get a manpower loss on me, because I have to vacate the hex. So we are going to, I believe it is just a DD, right? It's +3 DR. Oh, it's just FA for you. Okay, but I'm gonna take 3 and flip, and because I have to, which way to go? No sense going into the woods there, so we'll go overland that way, and I'm gonna lose a manpower on that. So do that. I'm gonna give you another manpower loss, and that's 1. And then I have to go at least 1 more, not in your zone of control, so I'm going to go that way and join that group.
Okay. Initiative.
Keep going, man.
Could have gotten a ratio. That would have made any difference. Buford will activate Bell and Crossland. Yeah, Force will be activating them. 2 die +8. They're gonna go 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Initiative. It's yours.
Wow. The long nightmare is over. Question is, do I want to do anything about it? Just for grins, we'll have Croxton build an abattis. Yeah, initiative. It's yours.
Force will activate Rucker and Ross. T2. T-dot plus 3. So 1, 2, 6, 7. 6, 7. Terrible. Isn't it? Mine again. You force will activate Buford's 2 guys. You got 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Initiative. Mine again. I'm gonna pass.
Okay. I'm going to activate the 91st Indiana. Take them to 1. Here's their movement. And it's 2. 1, 2. Initiative. It's mine again. I will have them go to 2 and build an abattis. Initiative. Mine again. Activate R. Johnson with Wilson, or Low with Wilson. Here's his movement plus 2. It's 9. Extended march. He's okay. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. Initiative. Yours.
Cheatham will activate bait to fatigue 2. Here's his movement. 1 die plus 2. Go 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Initiative. Mine again. We're going to pass. I'm going to pass. It's a sweet business. I'm going to pass.
I will also pass. So we will call that a day. We'll do our recovery in the sunshine. Okay, things have recovered. And we have moved on to turn number 5. Okay, let's go through this. Still no cavalry phase, no victory points. Tournication moved. All right. So what I would suggest then is let's go ahead and get into the random events for turn 5, and
Yep.
stop here for tonight.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Okay. So we don't have any winter weather. I will let you do the honors for rolling our next random event.
Here we go. 6.
So it is late rain
Late
now.
rain. Well, that's an interesting one.
That's right. So that one is it's fine until we roll double ones, and then as soon as we roll double ones, it's raining, and as we remember, there's just at that point forward no entrenching on the march, and then you treat normal rain movement. But you can still we will recover as if it's a normal day. You can still any units at fatigue level 0 can build bridges, they can entrench, they can do whatever. So we'll leave that as a consideration for plans and schemes for turn number 5. So let's, and according to my note card here, what we're going to do here is our final thoughts for the night. What do you think? As we've gotten, I mean, a very quick 4 turns done. Where do we? What do you feel your game state is at the moment?
Well, I was hoping to have you a little bit more discombobulated with your wagons, which I don't. Other than you haven't crossed the duck yet, so that's good. I got a couple manpower losses, so that's good.
Only 169 more to go. Wait, 171. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not behind schedule from where I thought, though. I was not planning on going the route I'm going with Natchez Trace. This was a
That's an adaptation, right?
that's an adaptation to the fact that your wagons got south,
No, no, they got east.
east. Yes, I'm sorry, east. I knew I warned everybody in advance I was going to make that
That's
error
right.
at least 20
They
times.
got to the bottom of
This
the
time,
map. That's right.
and you're on a good pike too. You're on Franklin Pike, which is even better. So even if we get late rain like right away, you'll still make pretty good time. And I don't have Columbia. I'm not even close to it, which is a little disturbing because you got guys digging in, and I've got to think about how to deal with that issue. But other than that,
How was the
it's
play?
different. It's very different than our two. I mean, this is really the first scenario, right? The race to, or
Yeah, it's basically
the
scenarios
first
that,
couple of scenarios.
yeah, race for Columbia more or less. The wagons have. I have certainly taken a different tack. I wanted to keep that option open to me, and because you had Forest up there for a bit, that was my consideration. I was like, well, if I get a decent roll, and it all came down to the roll, and sure enough, I got the five or
Really
the
good rolling.
six. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I said at that point, let's do a detour and see if we can go down to the Franklin Pike. And then I got another initiative, which was great, and then I could get them into a comfortable spot to at least put a little distance between myself and any belligerents, and then also bringing Wilson and Johnson down to check Biffle. That worked out better than I expected
Yeah.
as well. I was just going to keep them in a box, but I said, you know what? The people pays their money. They want to see some combat.
Yeah.
So I set up the flank and did the combat. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That could turn out much worse.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So turn five. I mean, it's it's just a matter of bulwarks. I think prevent you from easily crossing through Columbia, getting across the Duck, and keeping Forrest in check. Now that Forrest has pulled away from Hatch and is moving down toward with Buford down towards the wagons, I have to cue up the wagon train music and figure out how we can guard from any kind of antagonism. So turn five should be pretty action packed, I would think. Even with the
Well,
late rain
yeah.
looming.
Yeah. We've got, and that's a double ones, right? The cause they
It's
don't
just a
order
double one,
any
right? Yeah,
double ones, not any doubles. Okay, that's good.
yeah.
Well, or bad, depending on when it happens.
Well, I mean, I,
Because
I
it could,
saw at least three double ones here tonight for your initiatives, so we would have had
yeah,
three rains already.
yeah, and right now I'm kind of I'm not where I want to be for rain. I'm really off the top of my head, not having thought about it. I'm really not wanting those fords to become unfordable.
Right.
That would be really just because you got a nice bridge to cross on
Hmm.
the Franklin Pike.
And
And
even when I saw you moved bait up there to obviously making a attack towards Williamsport, that is the only crossing until you get down to Columbia. So
yes,
even
and
moving
that
that
was
away was a risk, but I still have possibilities of guarding that if I need to. But I more than anything wanted to keep Stewart from just waltzing down the trace,
yeah,
which he was.
yeah. I thought about pressing, but I to get across up there, and I thought about it, and maybe I should have done it.
Well, you're at fatigue level 2, so I mean, how
Yeah,
exactly? See, now you're learning about campaigns. It's like
yeah.
how far do we push them today?
I mean, even if it is a rain turn, I mean, if it's a late rain, I'll probably get up close to that ford at
Yeah,
best
right,
tomorrow,
right.
and hopefully I can. Yeah, you obviously know what I'm intending to try to do with bait
Sure.
is you
Oh,
got
sure.
three fords to cover with two guys.
Exactly. So it
Uh,
is whack a mole. It's like, all right, I didn't want to pull the 123 away because then that's just an open invitation. But that may have to be the sacrifice that I make to let you cross, but at that point and cover Williamsport to protect. So
yeah,
yeah, there are
because
there are
the back
yeah there are
the back door to the
considerations.
91 in Indiana.
That's right.
But Columbia is definitely a puzzle for me right now. There's
Right.
no because you got Fort Misner and the Redoubt still to fall into.
And what's sad about it is it's only 1 point per turn. So even if you get it now, that's only what
Yeah,
27 points.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to press my guys this soon. Get up there. If this was, tomorrow was the last day, yeah, everybody would have gone to fatigue 4.
Right.
But I'm not. I've only got anybody right now that's disorganized.
That's good. So, yeah, that's a good thing.
Um,
I have a feeling that's going to be the norm rather than the exception because, uh, yeah, as you can see, how much I baby those wagons. Because I know in some
well,
scenarios it was even if they flipped, you got points. I'm not too worried about that, but I do want to keep them as fresh as possible because all it takes is one flip, and then it's just every other subsequent move is going to make it worse.
and something that I kind of had happen to me was after it flipped, it suddenly becomes very vulnerable. It's
Very
vulnerable as it is,
exactly,
but
exactly.
at one man power, it's extremely vulnerable
That's right.
to
And God
to
help us if it gets to one half.
yeah, or to a half, then
That's right.
it's in serious trouble. But yeah, this is there's a lot more to think. I knew there was going to be for me a lot more to keep balanced out in my head
Mm,
and trying not to like I debated about the attack I made over in the dryer area
hmm
on
Right.
Coon because is that worth
Was it
going
worth two
back?
points? Right. To
Um,
take him off mission.
but I thought, well, the way we've played these games, it has come down to 2 points.
Sure.
I know thinking 175 points is it really going to come down to one?
Well, I have a
It
feeling
might very well.
with this scenario, once you have the locations, that's an if, but I'm assuming at some point you're going to get some of these locations somehow. They will start accumulating quickly, and some of them even give you the bonus right up front. But more than anything, it's still driving you north towards Nashville. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the big enchilada.
So anyway,
Well,
yeah,
great start tonight.
nice
Yeah.
night today. I thought this was great.
And you, gentle viewers, who have been so patient and so attentive tonight watching this, we hope you enjoyed it. And if you could just take a moment, if this is your first time watching any of these, give us a little thumbs up, click, and click that subscribe and the notification bell. Of course, will keep you informed as to when I post these. And our goal is to put these out every Sunday or Monday after we play it, and I'll get them cleaned up and out the door. And more than anything, though, that comment section is for your benefit. If you notice something glaring that we did wrong, if you've played this already, please note that for us so we can correct it. And if you've got some ideas or strategy tips, not perhaps about where we're going, but things in the previous segment, if you want to discuss those, we would certainly love to hear those. But more than anything, we're just glad to have you along for the ride. And any final thoughts for the night before we go?
Not for me. I'm looking forward to next week and late rain, and I better capture Columbia.
That's right. You better. I'm
and
not going to make
Nashville or
it easy,
bust.
though. That's right. Nashville or bust, baby. All right. Well, Roger, have a great week, and I look forward to
You
next
too.
week.
Good night.
Good night.